back to Daily English Talking. It's your girl Linda here, and I hope you're having an amazing day. And right next to me, as always, is Jay, who, by the way, looks like he just woke up 5 minutes ago. Jay, are you alive?
Barely. But yes, I'm alive. And hey, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And Linda, for the record, I woke up 10 minutes ago. Give me some credit.
Wow, such improvement. 10 minutes? That's almost professional.
I know, right? I'm evolving. Next week, I might even wake up 15 minutes before recording.
That would be legendary. Anyway, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. A bit tired, but excited. And you? How's life? How's the universe? How's your cat?
My cat is thriving. My life is chaotic. The universe is confusing as always. But I'm good. Actually, on my way to the studio, I saw this old photo of a rice field on my phone, and it made me miss the countryside so much.
Oh no, here we go. Linda's nostalgia mode.
It's not nostalgia mode. Okay, maybe it is. But seriously, don't you ever miss the countryside? Fresh air, green hills, quiet mornings.
Quiet mornings. No traffic, no people honking, no neighbor drilling at 6 a.m. Impossible. Fictional, a myth.
Lass, you're hopeless. But the countryside is amazing. And that's exactly what we're talking about today, right?
Yep, today's episode is called How to Talk About the Countryside in English. So if you've ever wanted to describe peaceful places, farms, rivers, mountains, or that time you chased chickens as a kid,
That was you, not the audience.
hey, we don't know that. Maybe someone out there has also chased a chicken before. It's a universal childhood experience, I think.
Sure, Jay, whatever helps you sleep at night.
Anyway, today we're going to teach you tons of expressions, vocabulary, sample dialogues, and natural phrases to talk about countryside life. And we'll do it podcast style, meaning lots of random jokes along the way.
Lots. So everyone, get comfy, grab your coffee, your tea, or maybe you're already sitting in the countryside listening to us while staring at mountains. If you are, I'm jealous.
Same. Send photos.
All right, Jay, let's dive right in. First question. When you think about the countryside, what's the first image that comes to your mind?
Easy. Green fields. Like endless green fields. And that warm golden sunlight you see in movies.
Wow, so poetic. Did you sleep enough? Are you okay?
I surprise myself sometimes.
For me, it's the sound. Birds in the morning, wind moving through the trees, maybe a river flowing nearby, nature ASMR.
Yeah, countryside mornings hit different. You wake up and instead of hearing motorbikes, you hear peace.
Exactly. In English, people often say, it's so peaceful in the countryside, or it's so calm and quiet.
You can also say the air is fresh or the scenery is beautiful.
And if you want to sound like a travel blogger, you can say the landscape is breathtaking.
Breathtaking means depth in muk lay mut höjta. Not literally, of course. If a landscape literally takes your breath away, that's a medical emergency.
True, not recommended. So let's talk about typical things you find in the countryside. Linda, go. Fields, farms, rivers, lakes, mountains, hills, small houses, animals, dirt roads, rice paddies.
Rice paddies, a very useful word for Asian countryside. Paddies are ruanglu.
Right. Also, farm animals like cows, chickens, goats, buffaloes.
And my favorite, ducks. Ducks are the comedians of the animal world.
I can't argue with that. Ducks really do look like they're late for a meeting when they walk.
They really do.
Anyway, when talking about the countryside, people often describe activities. For example, I went hiking in the hills. I took a walk along the river. I visited a family farm. I picked fresh fruits. I rode a bicycle through the fields.
Or, if you're Jay, I took a nap under a tree.
That's honestly believable.
Hey, countryside naps are elite level relaxation.
Fair. Okay, another important phrase, I want to escape the city. This means you want to get away from the noise and stress.
Or you want to break from the hustle and bustle. Hustle and bustle, mang nghĩa, sự hối hả nhộn nhịp của thành phố.
Exactly. So if someone asks why you love the countryside, you can say, I love the slower pace of life. I love the fresh air and peaceful atmosphere. I feel more relaxed in the countryside.
Or I can finally hear myself think.
That's a good one. Okay, time for a mini dialogue practice. Linda, pretend I'm visiting the countryside for the first time.
All right, let's go. Wow. This place is beautiful. The scenery is amazing.
I know, right? The countryside is so peaceful and quiet.
The air feels so fresh. And look at those rice fields.
Yeah, people here grow rice, vegetables, and fruits. It's a great place to relax and enjoy nature.
I think I want to live here.
Sure, you say that now. Wait until you have to wake up at 5 a.m. to feed chickens.
Never mind. I'll stay in the city.
I knew it.
Okay, moving on. Vocabulary time. Key countryside words. Countryside. Field, farm, farmer, rice paddy, orchard, stream, hill, mountain, valley, village, rural area, fresh air, peaceful, quiet, scenic.
Great list. And useful adjectives include green, lush, peaceful, calm, natural, refreshing, breathtaking, picturesque.
Picturesque sounds like a fancy dessert.
No, Jay, but yes, it does sound fancy.
So, Linda, what's your favorite countryside memory?
When I was a kid, I visited my grandparents' village. Every morning, my grandmother cooked breakfast with fresh vegetables from her garden, and I loved running across the rice fields with my cousins.
Aw, that's sweet.
What about you?
I chase chickens.
Of course you did.
But I also remember sitting near a small river and just listening to the water. It was the first time I realized how different countryside life felt.
Yeah, it really makes you slow down.
That's why when people learn English, knowing countryside vocabulary is super helpful. It helps you describe experiences, travel stories, and memories.
And it makes conversations richer. Okay, Jay, let's describe a countryside scene together.
Let's do it.
The countryside is filled with green fields stretching into the distance.
A small river flows gently through the village.
Farmers work in the paddies wearing conical hats.
Children ride bicycles along the dirt road.
And you're sleeping under a tree.
Accurate. Okay, I think that's a good warm-up. Now let's dive deeper into how to talk about the countryside in English. Because let's be honest, once you start describing nature, you can talk for hours.
True. Countryside descriptions are endless, and honestly, they always make people feel something. Calmness, nostalgia, curiosity, or hunger.
Hunger?
Yeah, every countryside memory I have includes food. Fresh fruits, grandma's cooking, grilled corn by the river.
Oh no, now I'm hungry too. This is dangerous.
Okay. Before we both leave to find snacks, let's continue. In English, if you want to describe the feeling of being in the countryside, you might say, I feel at peace here, or I feel connected to nature. It feels like time slows down.
Or, my soul is healing. I've seen that all over Instagram.
Yes, that's a popular one. Even if people are just sitting near a small bush, they'll still post, my soul is healing.
Nature equals instant therapy.
Exactly. And phrases like escape to the countryside, get away from the city, or take a rural break are also really common.
Rural break sounds like a new coffee flavor.
Stop making everything a coffee flavor.
I can't help it. I'm built this way.
Anyway, another useful way to talk about the countryside is describing sounds. People often say, I love the sound of birds chirping. The wind rustling through the trees is so relaxing. The river makes a calming sound.
Or, it's so quiet I can hear my own heartbeat, which is slightly dramatic, but okay.
Very dramatic, but still acceptable.
Speaking of sounds, do you know what the countryside reminds me of?
What?
That one rooster who screams at 4 a.m.
Yes, every countryside has one. The rooster who thinks he's the CEO of dawn.
Exactly. The Rooster Alarm Clock Premium Edition.
Anyone learning English should know this. Rooster, hen, chick.
And also cow, buffalo, goat, duck, and the best one, pig.
Why is pig the best one?
Because you can say piglet. It's adorable.
Fair enough. Piglet is cute. Also, useful countryside verbs include harvest, plant, grow, raise animals, water the plants, tend the fields.
Don't forget to herd the cattle.
You herd cattle?
No, but it makes me sound competent.
No comment. But yes, that's a great phrase. Cattle equals yasuk.
Let's give listeners a longer, more natural conversation example describing countryside life.
Sure, let's improvise.
Let's do it.
Let's pretend we're traveling to the countryside together to escape the stress of the city.
Okay, here we go. Wow, Linda, look at this view. The hills are so green and the sky is so clear. I haven't seen clouds this fluffy in months.
I know, right? The air smells different here. It's so fresh and clean. I feel like my lungs are celebrating.
Same, and look at that river flowing down the valley. It's so peaceful. I kind of want to sit there and read a book.
Wow, Jay wanting to read? This trip is really magical.
Hey, I read. Sometimes.
Name one book.
Menu counts, right?
Absolutely not.
Fine. Anyway, look at those rice paddies. The way the sun reflects off the water, it's beautiful. The whole place looks like a painting.
Yeah, especially with the farmers working together. They look so focused and calm. Life feels different here.
Slower, softer, less noise, more nature.
Exactly. And the houses are so cute. Look at that wooden house with the garden full of flowers.
That's the dream. Wake up, open your window, see mountains and flowers. Not like my place, open my window and see my neighbor's laundry hanging outside.
That's city life for you.
Honestly, I could stay here for a week.
Same. Maybe longer.
Or forever.
Until you run out of Wi-Fi and start crying.
Okay, yes, maybe not forever.
Countryside life is simple but beautiful. People grow their own food, breathe fresh air, and enjoy nature every day.
And they probably sleep better too.
Definitely.
You know, listeners can use this kind of dialogue to practice how to speak naturally in English about countryside experiences.
Yes. Make it personal, make it emotional. Describe sights, sounds, smells, memories. That's how English becomes vivid.
Vivid.
Right. And describing your senses makes everything more interesting.
Speaking of senses, I smell something.
What? Fresh grass?
No. Food.
I smell someone cooking.
J, focus.
Sorry, countryside food has a special power over me.
Okay, fine. Countryside food is amazing. Grilled corn, sweet potatoes, fresh vegetables, fruits pulled right from the tree.
You're doing this on purpose.
Maybe.
This is torture.
Okay. We'll stop talking about food or we'll never finish this podcast. So, back to English learning.
Right. Another useful way to talk about the countryside is comparing it to the city. For example, the countryside is less crowded than the city. It's quieter and more peaceful. The lifestyle is slower. There's more open space. The city has tall buildings, but the countryside has mountains and fields.
Exactly. Comparisons help paint a clear picture.
And it's great for speaking exams too. Like IELTS, they love comparisons.
They also love when you describe feelings, not just facts.
For example, when I visit the countryside, I feel refreshed. I feel like I can escape the stress of daily life.
And here's a big one. I feel closer to nature.
That one's very popular.
So let's continue exploring more expressions. For example, to describe a beautiful countryside view, you can say, it looks like something out of a postcard. It's picture perfect. The landscape is stunning. The view stretches as far as the eye can see.
As far as the eye can see, such a cool idiom.
Yes, it means something is so wide or long that you can see it endlessly.
Like my love for fried chicken.
J.
Sorry, couldn't resist.
Anyway.
Anyway, before I get distracted again, let's talk more about how people describe countryside experiences in English. Because honestly, once you start talking about nature, you realize there are so many beautiful expressions.
Exactly. And here's one I really like. I feel grounded here. Grounded.
Yeah, people say that a lot when they talk about nature. It means you feel stable, calm, and present.
Right. And if you want to talk about mental health in relation to the countryside, you might say, being in the countryside helps clear my mind. It reduces my stress. It helps me reset.
Reset? That's a great word. Like restarting your brain.
Exactly. Nature is like a mental reset button.
Mine is food, but sure, nature works too.
So let's continue describing the countryside with more senses. This time, smell.
Ooh, yes, the countryside has a very distinct smell.
Fresh grass, wet soil, flowers, clean air.
And sometimes cows.
Yes, sometimes cows. Let's be honest, not all countryside smells wonderful.
But even the cow smell is kind of authentic. It's like rustic perfume.
Rustic perfume? Jay, please, no one wants to wear eau de cow.
You never know. Might become a trend.
Absolutely not.
Anyway, smell vocabulary is useful. The air smells fresh. The flowers smell sweet. The soil smells earthy. The breeze carries the scent of pine trees.
That's a beautiful one. The breeze carries the scent of. You can finish it with anything from flowers to fresh grass.
Okay, next sense, touch. Not touching animals, okay? I know what you're thinking.
I was not thinking that.
Sure. But anyway, you can describe touch by saying, the grass feels soft under my feet. The breeze feels cool on my skin. The water feels refreshing.
Yes. Or the wooden fence feels rough. The soil feels warm from the sun.
Touch is underrated. We don't talk about it enough.
Probably because people are afraid of touching the wrong thing, like a cactus.
Don't even remind me. One time
You touched a cactus?
yes,
Why?
it looked soft.
Jay, it literally has spikes.
My curiosity was stronger than my brain.
Okay, listeners, do not touch random plants in the countryside. Very important rule.
Unless it's grass. Grass is safe. Mostly.
Okay, let's move on. Another great way to talk about the countryside is telling stories from your childhood.
Yes. Stories make your English sound more natural and personal. For example, when I was a kid, I loved playing in the fields. I used to swim in the river near my village. I visited my grandparents in the countryside every summer. I remember climbing trees with my cousins.
Or, we used to pick fruits directly from the orchard. We would run along the dirt roads barefoot. We caught fish in the stream with our hands.
That's a skill. I tried catching fish once and the fish almost laughed at me.
Yeah, fish are fast and slippery.
I swear the fish looked at me like, bro, you thought.
Amazing. But yes, childhood stories are powerful, and many English learners need these phrases because countryside memories are common in many cultures.
Very true. And speaking of stories, let's share more imaginary countryside moments to help learners visualize scenes.
Great idea. Let's create a full countryside morning.
Okay, picture this. The sun rises slowly over the hills, casting a warm golden glow across the fields.
A gentle breeze moves through the tall grass, making it sway softly like waves.
Birds chirp from the trees, filling the morning air with music. Farmers walk to their fields with tools over their shoulders, ready to start the day.
A small stream flows quietly nearby, sparkling under the sunlight.
Children ride bicycles along the dirt road, laughing as they race each other.
A woman sweeps the front yard of her wooden house, looking peaceful and content.
And a sleepy guy named Jay wakes up under a tree because he fell asleep while enjoying nature.
Okay, rude but accurate.
Okay, rude but accurate.
See, descriptive scenes make your English vivid and beautiful.
And honestly, imagining all of this makes me want to go on a countryside trip right now.
Me too. Maybe we should plan one.
Yes, we should go next weekend, for research purposes.
Research. Sure. Not for food, right?
No comment.
Speaking of food, okay, fine. Let's talk about it for a second since Jay is suffering.
Yes.
Countryside food is often described with words like fresh, homemade, organic, locally grown, traditional, flavorful.
And don't forget, simple but delicious. That's how people describe countryside meals in English all the time.
Yes, like we had a simple but delicious meal made with fresh ingredients from the farm.
That just sounds perfect.
It is. And you can describe fruits by saying sweet and juicy, freshly picked, natural and flavorful.
Okay, stop. I can't take it anymore.
Okay, fine. Let's move on to another unique thing about the countryside: nighttime.
Yes, countryside nights are special. The sky looks amazing.
Exactly. And you can describe it like this: the sky is full of stars. It's so dark you can see the Milky Way. The night is quiet except for the sound of crickets.
Crickets equals zay, very important countryside vocabulary.
And frogs. The frogs croak loudly near the ponds.
Croak is a fun word.
Yes. And you can say, the cool night air feels refreshing after a long, hot day.
And this is my favorite. You can see fireflies glowing in the dark.
Yes, fireflies are magical.
I once chased them too.
Jay, why do you chase every living creature?
Childhood was wild, okay?
I can tell. But countryside nights are amazing. They're peaceful, quiet, and beautiful in a way city nights rarely are.
And listeners, you can use all these descriptions in your conversations, essays, storytelling, or speaking exams.
That's right. And to help even more, let's teach expressions people use to describe the atmosphere of the countryside. For example, laid-back atmosphere, relaxed environment, slow-paced lifestyle, peaceful surroundings, natural beauty, simple way of life.
Simple way of life. That one shows up everywhere in travel vlogs.
Yes, it's a warm, positive phrase. Okay, Lindette, let's create another mini dialogue. This time, let's pretend we're talking to a friend who just visited the countryside.
Let's do it. Hey, Linda, how was your trip to the countryside?
It was amazing. The scenery was beautiful, and the air was so fresh.
Sounds great. What'd you do there?
I took long walks through the fields, visited a local farm, and watched the sunset from a hill.
That sounds so relaxing.
It really was. I felt so calm and peaceful.
I need a trip like that.
Then stop talking and pack your bags.
Fair.
You know, the more we talk about the countryside, the more I realize how many different ways we can express peacefulness in English. It's like nature automatically adds poetry to your vocabulary.
True. The countryside makes people sound more poetic without even trying. Like suddenly everyone becomes a writer.
Yeah, even me. And that's dangerous.
I can imagine you writing something dramatic like, "The wind whispered secrets to my soul."
Hey, that actually sounds good. I might use that.
Please don't. We don't want our listeners thinking you're secretly writing emotional novels at 2 a.m.
Well,
Don't say it.
fine. Anyway, let's dive into more expressions. A lot of English speakers use metaphors to describe the countryside. For example, the countryside is a breath of fresh air. The countryside is a place where time stands still. The mountains feel like old friends watching over the land.
Wow, that's deep. Are you sure you're not the one writing novels at 2 a.m.?
Maybe. You'll never know.
So mysterious. But yes, metaphors help paint a vivid image. And one of my favorites is, the countryside is the heart of the country.
Yes, that's popular in many cultures. The idea that real traditions, culture, and values often come from rural areas.
And you can also say, the countryside shows the true spirit of a nation.
Very powerful and very true. Rural areas often keep traditions alive. Festivals, farming methods, old recipes.
Speaking of old recipes,
Jay, no more food.
one day you will let me finish a sentence about food.
Not today.
Fine, fine. Let's talk about countryside activities because people love describing what they do there.
Good idea. Some common activities include hiking along the trails, exploring the forest, fishing in the river, swimming in the lake, cycling through the countryside roads, visiting local farms.
And having a picnic. Picnics hit different in the countryside.
Yes, the air is cooler, the shade is better, the view is nicer.
And there are ants.
Jay.
Sorry, I'm keeping it realistic.
Okay, fair point. Ants do love picnics, but countryside picnics still feel special.
And people can say, we spread a blanket under a big tree and had a picnic. We enjoyed a peaceful afternoon by the river. We sat on the hillside and watched the sunset.
So romantic.
Yeah, but don't ask me to describe my last picnic. My sandwich fell into the river.
Of course it did. Only you.
It floated away while I watched my lunch slowly drift into the horizon.
That's actually poetic.
Thank you. I suffer artistically.
Let's move on before you cry over a sandwich again. Another thing people often mention is local culture in the countryside.
Yes, English speakers often say things like, the locals are friendly and welcoming. The community feels close-knit. People live simple but meaningful lives.
Close-knit means ganbochakte. It's a great word for describing rural communities.
And warm-hearted people. I see that a lot too.
True. And here's another common phrase. People take life at a slower pace.
That means they're not rushing around like city folks.
Yes, they have time to tuck, relax, enjoy nature, take care of each other.
And listen to birds instead of car horns.
Exactly. You know, something else people describe a lot is countryside mornings and countryside evenings. They're very different from the city.
Oh, let's create a countryside evening scene for listeners.
Great idea. You start.
As the sun slowly dips behind the mountains, the sky turns shades of orange, pink, and soft purple.
Children return home after playing outside all afternoon, their laughter fading in the distance.
The smell of dinner comes from every house, freshly cooked meals made with local ingredients.
Dogs bark softly, roosters settle down, and the last birds fly back to their nests.
The wind becomes cooler, brushing gently against your skin.
And people sit outside their homes, chatting and relaxing under the fading light.
And as darkness falls, fireflies begin to glow like tiny stars on the ground.
Beautiful. If this doesn't make someone fall in love with the countryside, nothing will.
Seriously. Countryside evenings are magic.
You know, we should talk about how to describe roads and paths too. English has plenty of words for that.
Yes. Like dirt road, gravel path, stone walkway, winding road, narrow trail.
And you can say, the road winds through the hills, the path leads to a peaceful river, the trail goes deep into the forest.
Great phrases for describing movement and scenery.
Exactly. And speaking of movement, English speakers also use lovely phrases like, I wandered through the fields, I strolled along the riverbank, I meandered down the country road.
Meandered is a cool word. It means walking slowly without a specific purpose.
Yes, it gives a very peaceful vibe, kind of like how I walk through the supermarket when I'm hungry.
No, that's not peaceful. That's dangerous.
True.
Chaos.
Okay, back to the countryside. Another beautiful thing to describe is weather.
Yes. Countryside weather feels different. You can say, the morning fog hangs low over the fields. The sunlight feels warm but gentle. The breeze carries the scent of wildflowers. The rain sounds soft as it falls on the roof.
And one of my favorites, the sky is so clear you can see every star.
Countryside stars hit different. They're brighter, bigger, unreal.
True. The lack of city lights makes the night sky look stunning.
You know what? Let's add another mini dialogue about someone spending a weekend in the countryside.
Great idea.
Hey, Linda, how was your countryside getaway?
It was perfect. I stayed in a small wooden house next to a sunflower field.
Sounds beautiful. What did you do?
I woke up early to watch the sunrise, walked through the fields, and spent the afternoon reading by the river.
That sounds like a dream.
It really was. At night, I sat outside and watched the stars. I haven't seen a sky that clear in years.
I'm jealous.
Then come with me next time.
I will. I'll bring snacks.
Priorities.
Right, so where were we? Yes, the sounds of the countryside. Honestly, Linda, I think the quiet out there is the best therapy. No traffic, no honking, no construction noise, just peace.
True. And I think many English learners struggle to describe that peacefulness. They want to say, it's quiet, but countryside quiet is more than just quiet. You know, it's calm, peaceful, serene, tranquil, all those beautiful words.
Yeah, like the countryside is so tranquil that you can hear your own thoughts. Although, sometimes that's dangerous because my thoughts are usually just, what am I going to eat next?
Honestly, same. If you put me in a peaceful countryside village, I'll only think about food, like fresh bread, local honey, warm tea. Oh my God, I'm hungry now.
See? Peaceful and delicious. The countryside has everything.
Okay, so let's continue giving our listeners some useful expressions. Earlier, we talked about scenery and sounds. Now let's talk about smells, because the countryside has very memorable smells.
You're talking about the animals, aren't you?
Yes. English learners should know how to describe that too. Like, the countryside smells fresh, or there's a smell of grass after the rain, or, well, there's a smell of cows in farms.
Which is a polite way to say, it smells like cow poop.
Jay, be nice.
Hey, it's natural. It's part of the countryside experience. Listeners, if you ever visit a farm area, remember, if it smells a bit, strong, just say, oh, that's the smell of nature.
Or that's authentic countryside life.
Exactly. Sounds better than I can't breathe.
Okay. Moving on. Let's talk about activities you can do in the countryside. This is a great part because English learners often talk about weekend plans, and countryside activities fit perfectly.
Yes, like hiking, fishing, cycling, picking fruit, visiting farms, camping, and my favorite, doing absolutely nothing.
That last one is a real activity, honestly. People in big cities dream about doing nothing in a peaceful place.
True. And listeners, you can describe it easily by saying, I enjoy relaxing in the countryside, or I like taking slow walks along the fields, or I love spending time away from the busy city.
And don't forget, I want to escape the hustle and bustle.
Ooh, that's a great phrase. Hustle and bustle means the noise, the rush, the stress of the city.
Exactly. So if you want to sound natural in English, you can say, I go to the countryside to escape the hustle and bustle of city life.
Sounds like a YouTube travel vlog title.
It does. I escaped the hustle and bustle for 24 hours. You won't believe what happened.
And what happened is you slept.
I mean, that's a win.
Facts.
Another important part is talking about countryside people. You can say, people in the countryside are friendly, they are welcoming, they live a simple life, they are hardworking, they are close to nature.
And they always give you food. Like, always.
That's true. When I visit a countryside home, they feed me like I haven't eaten in 10 years.
Same. You walk in and they're like, here, eat this. Are you still hungry? Eat more. Why are you so skinny? Eat this too.
And you can describe that by saying, people in the countryside are very generous and hospitable.
I like that word. Hospitable.
Yes, it means they treat guests very well.
Speaking of countryside people, I once got lost in a rural area, and a farmer literally walked a whole kilometer with me just to show me the right direction.
Oh, that's so sweet. Did you give him something to say thanks?
Yes, my eternal respect.
Jay.
Okay, I bought him a drink.
Good. So, listeners, if you want to describe that kind of kindness, you can say, people in the countryside are very helpful or they are warm-hearted.
So, Linda, what should we talk about next? Maybe weather in the countryside?
Yes, countryside weather feels totally different from city weather. You can say, the air is fresh, the sky is clear, the breeze is cool, the nights are chilly. It feels refreshing.
And at night, you can actually see the stars. Not like in the city where you look up and only see light pollution.
Light pollution, another great term for listeners. It means the bright lights from the city that block visibility of stars.
And you can say, there are countless stars in the countryside sky.
Beautiful. Speaking of stars, if someone ever wants to confess their love, the countryside is the perfect place.
Why? Because it's dark and they can't see your face when you're nervous?
Jay. No, because it's romantic.
Oh, romantic. Right. Totally not because I was hiding in the shadows.
You're hopeless.
I prefer mysterious.
Sure, let's go with that.
Anyway, what else can we talk about? Oh, countryside food.
Yes, fresh vegetables, fruits, homemade dishes. You can say the food tastes fresh. The dishes are simple but delicious.
The ingredients come straight from the farm. The meals feel healthy and natural.
And the chickens are so fresh they might still be running around.
Yay!
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay, listeners, one more important thing, talking about traveling to the countryside.
You can say, I took a bus to the countryside. I rented a bicycle to explore the area. I stayed in a farmhouse. I visited a rural village.
And if you want to sound extra natural, you can say, I went on a countryside getaway.
Nice phrase.
Thank you. Thank you. I learned English yesterday.
All right. So now that we've talked about activities and people, let's explore how to describe countryside seasons in English. Seasons really change the atmosphere, and learners love using them in sentences.
Ah, yes. Seasons. Each one has its own vibe. Let's start with spring.
Spring is full of life. You can say, the countryside is full of blooming flowers. The trees are lush and green. The air feels fresh and sweet. Birds are singing everywhere.
And don't forget, the rivers are full from melted snow. Farmers start planting crops. You can smell fresh soil and flowers everywhere.
Exactly. Spring is perfect for describing growth, freshness, and beginnings.
Summer is hot and lively. You might say the sun shines brightly over the fields. The days are long and warm. People swim in rivers or lakes to cool off. Farmers work hard under the sun.
Yes, and summer also brings a lot of fruits. You can say, I picked juicy strawberries in the orchard. Watermelons are sweet and refreshing.
And if it's too hot, you can say the hot sun makes the countryside feel sleepy.
Perfect description. Now, autumn is a whole different feeling.
Oh yes, autumn. The leaves turn red, orange, and yellow. The air feels cool and crisp. Farmers harvest crops. The sunsets look golden and magical.
You can also say the fields are full of ripe fruits and vegetables.
It's the perfect season for walks in the countryside.
And winter? Okay, winter in the countryside is something else. You can say snow covers the hills and fields. The air is cold and fresh. The countryside is peaceful and quiet. Smoke rises from chimneys, making everything cozy.
Winter descriptions are perfect for creating a calm, serene feeling in English. People often say, the countryside feels magical in winter.
Absolutely. Okay, now let's talk about how to describe countryside houses and villages. Important for vocabulary.
Good idea. You can say, small wooden houses dot the hills. The village is quiet and charming. Stone houses with gardens full of flowers. Narrow streets wind through the village.
And you can describe materials. The roof is made of thatch. The walls are wooden or stone. The doors and windows are painted bright colors.
Also useful, the house has a cozy atmosphere. It feels warm and welcoming. There is a garden with vegetables and flowers.
And if you want to sound like a travel writer, the village is picturesque and timeless.
Perfect. And now let's talk about countryside transportation because it's very different from the city.
Oh yes, in the countryside, you can say, I rode a bicycle along dirt roads. I walked through the fields. I traveled by bus to the village. I rode a scooter through the hills. I crossed the river by a small boat.
And for describing the roads, you can say the road winds through the hills. The path is narrow and surrounded by trees. There is a small bridge over the stream.
And if you're travelers, it's great to say, the countryside is easy to explore on foot or by bike.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about countryside wildlife because it makes English conversations richer.
Right, you can describe animals and insects, like cows and goats graze in the fields. Chickens and ducks roam freely. Birds sing in the morning. Frogs croak near the ponds. Fireflies light up the evening.
And if you're lucky, you might see deer running through the forest, a rabbit hopping along the path, wildflowers attracting bees and butterflies.
And for sounds, the birds chirp cheerfully. The wind rustles through the leaves. The river flows gently. Crickets sing at night.
That's a lot of useful vocabulary. Now, what about describing your feelings in the countryside? Very important for speaking.
Yes, you can say, I feel relaxed. I feel happy and peaceful. I feel closer to nature. I feel refreshed. I feel like I can forget all my worries.
And you can combine feelings with actions. I feel peaceful while walking along the river. I feel happy while picking fruits from the orchard. I feel relaxed sitting under a tree.
Very natural sentences, perfect for speaking exams or even just chatting with friends.
Absolutely. And now let's do a mini dialogue describing a full day in the countryside. Ready?
Let's do it.
Good morning. The sun rises over the hills, casting a warm glow over the fields. I wake up and step outside. The air is fresh and birds are singing.
I take a walk along the river. The water sparkles under the morning sun, and the breeze feels cool on my skin.
I visit a small farm nearby. Cows and goats graze peacefully, and chickens roam freely. The farmer waves at me, smiling.
For lunch, we have a simple but delicious meal made with fresh vegetables from the garden. I feel relaxed and happy.
In the afternoon, we ride bicycles along the winding dirt roads, enjoying the scenery of hills and fields.
As evening comes, the sky turns shades of orange and pink. Fireflies light up around us, and the air becomes cooler. I feel peaceful and grateful.
At night, we sit outside under the stars. The village is quiet, and the only sounds are crickets and the gentle flow of the river. It feels magical.
Perfect. And that's how you can describe a full day in the countryside in English.
Wow, Jay. We've covered so much today. From morning walks and fresh air to farm animals, stars at night, and even your obsession with food.
Hey, food is part of the countryside experience, okay? Can't leave it out.
True. But seriously, listeners, we hope this episode helped you learn how to talk about the countryside in English. Remember, you can describe sights, sounds, smells, tastes, feelings, people, houses, roads, animals, and even the seasons.
Exactly. And don't forget to use expressions like peaceful surroundings, slow-paced life, a breath of fresh air, or a close-knit community. They make your English more natural and vivid.
Also, practice telling little stories about your experiences or imagined trips to the countryside. That's a great way to improve your speaking and writing.
And don't worry if you make mistakes. Just imagine a rooster shouting at 4 a.m. or a firefly glowing in the dark. English is all about expressing your experience, not being perfect.
So true. Okay, listeners, it's time to wrap up. Jay, any final words?
Just this. Whether you're in a city or the countryside, take a moment to notice the beauty around you. And if you ever get a chance, go explore the countryside. It's the perfect classroom for learning English and life at the same time.
Beautifully said. Thank you all for listening to Daily English Talking. We hope you enjoyed this countryside adventure and learned new ways to express yourself in English.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling us about your favorite countryside memory. We'd love to hear from you.
Until next time, stay curious, keep learning, and maybe go chase a few fireflies.
Or just chase snacks.
Bye, everyone.